listen here. Like the thing is, I don't think my dad is like self-conscious about the fact that he's getting a kick out of like belittling me. I don't think he's even like doing it like out of like any evil intentions. He's just doing like one time when I moved to this apartment. So me, my buddies, and my dad, he brought his truck over, and we moved like the couches and stuff, and we took a break and we had something to drink, and like he's looking at me, and he's like, "Is this a new shirt you're wearing?" I'm like, "No, I've had this T-shirt for like a year." It's like, "Oh, does it come with the stomach?"
Oh!
I was like, and my buddies over there like losing their minds. I'm like, "Thanks, man."
Damn.
Sheesh. What did I ever do to you?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Anime Club After Dark, the podcast that delves into all things anime, manga, and otaku culture related. I'm your host, Alex, but you can call me Senpai. And joining me tonight, I have absolutely everyone. I have our czar of source material, John.
I'm so tired, dude.
Tired. Same. It's the Christmas
I gave
season,
up
and we're all
drinking
tired.
energy drinks like 2 weeks ago.
What?
And
How could you?
I know, dude. And now it's like I don't
Good
feel
job.
the same. It sucks. It
I mean,
fucking
Right on,
sucks.
dude.
I'll take some coffee. Energy drink is fine.
I
Can I
don't even
offer
drink
the
coffee.
energy drink of nature? Some good old.
Whiskey.
So,
Yes!
John, you're joining the Hydro Homies?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I just gave up drinking energy drinks just because it was just kind of a thing I just did after because I stayed up for like 2 days for
Jesus.
Thanksgiving.
Man.
Because a bunch of other, just had to stay up through Wednesday and Thursday. And after drinking like 3 energy drinks that day, I was just like, all right, I don't want to drink another energy drink. And then I just didn't drink one for a whole week. And I was like, I haven't drank one in a whole week. So I just continued that.
Like, let's
It's
see
just
how
continued
long
to
this
not-
goes for.
Just not drink energy drinks. I'm like, yeah, it's probably bad for my
Good
kidneys.
job,
I
man.
probably should stop.
Good for you.
Your kidneys,
You know what?
thank you.
Fair enough. We also have our poser extraordinaire Nitai with
good to be
his
here with you, Alex.
his cadre of Pokemon plushies.
It's just a bukkake of Pokemon all around me, right?
And you didn't give me a nickname, Chino.
Yeah, I just realized that now.
I'm gonna
don't
call
have a
you the
dog.
ho 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 of the podcast.
He flubbed.
But
Well,
we
that's
don't
all
have a
I'm gonna-
shared
We didn't have a
document for
doc,
tonight.
yeah.
Yeah, so
We don't have a shared document. We have a shared show notes doc that we all
It's
look
a wild
at during
episode
this.
coming
We don't.
in.
Exactly. But we all took notes ourselves for this. So, first of all, for those of you who are here, yes, this is our 4th annual Secret Senpai Christmas / holiday special. We are doing
Happy
it
holidays,
Yes,
right?
happy
Happy
holidays.
holidays, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah, because Hanukkah starts on Christmas this year.
That's right.
Very odd that it starts that late in the month, I think. I don't remember it starting that late in the month anytime recently. But anyway,
Does it change when it starts?
Because
Yeah.
it's a different calendar.
it's based on a lunar calendar, not a solar
Oh.
calendar.
Oh.
They do be weird like that.
Who's they?
Oh, hello, Terry.
You know,
Oh,
them.
No, my
Hello,
The
cat.
Terry.
people.
Hi,
we have
Terry.
a special guest star that is showing her ass, literally. So in the past when
shame.
we've done this, we have done this based a little bit on how we have these anime ranked on our own Mal pages. We didn't do that this year. This
You'll be
year,
proud to know I logged into my Mal for the first time
Holy
ever.
shit, you found the password?
John,
I was able
I'm
to
not
finally
in-
reset the password, and I was able to
You
log in
did
this
it.
morning.
Boys,
And I was like, I
You
haven't
got
updated it since 2016. It's been 8 years.
wow,
Oh my god, that's a
we
lot
got
of
a lot
fucking
of
anime.
stuff to get to, man.
I don't wanna. I don't want to do it, dude. Like, what's the point in updating all that?
Do
crap?
it.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. But this year we did this a little differently. Instead of basing it on any kind of ranking like best or worst or mid, we just picked random anime. this year. So all four of us have picked a random anime that went into a pot. Now, we did give ourselves a little bit of stipulations on this. It had to be something that we haven't reviewed or done a spoiler cast for on the podcast in the past. And if we picked a series, it had to be something that was 2 cours or less, so 26 episodes or less. That was pretty much the only stipulations that we gave. So, I mean, movies were up for grabs, although I don't think none of us chose a movie.
Nope.
No one would be so kind.
None of us were going to be so kind. So we're gonna play a little game, and those of you who are watching and or listening can play as well. So, and also for those of you wondering, we did this as impartially as we could. John's wife supervised this whole thing, so we gave our choices to her. She is the one who put him in a hat and randomly chose what we reviewed. If you're watching this by the title or the thumbnail, you already know that Shimoneta is the anime that we are going to be reviewing today. But I'm going to reveal right now all 4 of the anime that were picked. So this is in no particular order. This is just the order that your wife gave them to me.
Okay.
So we have Bento, Shimoneta, which is obviously what we're going to be reviewing, Kekai Sensen, or Blood Blockade Battlefront, and Grenadier, the Beautiful Warrior. So,
Okay.
So for those of you who are playing along at home, if you want to right now, you can put it in the comments below who you think chose what. So what we are going to do right now is we are going to write down who we thought picked what, and obviously we all know who picked our own thing. But yeah, go for it, guys, and then we will reveal.
Got it.
Also,
memorized.
I'm gonna apologize up front for my terrible handwriting that you are about to see.
What was it? Bento, Kekai Sensen, and
Grenadier was the 4th one.
Oh,
And
okay.
Shimoneta, obviously, what we're doing. It's the one that got picked.
Hi.
I want to hear
Cass here.
John's pick first.
Well, I've written down everything. So
I'm just gonna use
I'm
instead
gonna wait
of
till
writing
everyone has locked in their comment down below to lock in your answers right now, fellas.
I got my lock
Gotta
of the
hate-
week ready to go, bro.
All right. So instead of actually writing down the stuff again, I'm just gonna use the same thing that I printed out with the names on them. All right. So we're just gonna reveal all at once, or are we gonna go down the list?
No, I think we're gonna go one by one.
Okay.
All right. In that case, I will go with Shinoda first. Reveal your list of who you think chose what.
oh, hold on.
Oh,
Was
well,
he even ready? That was like,
Aw. You got it, buddy.
I'm finishing writing. All right.
All right. You can show it and or well, hopefully say it for the people who are just doing audio only on Spotify.
So, I think Alexi picked Bento. I think
Okay.
Johnny Boy picked Kekai Sensen. And Nitai picked Shimoneta.
Okay.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. All right. All right. Natai, reveal yours.
I don't have it written down.
Okay.
But
That's fine.
So I bet that John picked Grandier, Chinoda Bento, and Alex Shimoneta.
Okay.
okay.
That's what I
John?
assumed.
I picked Natai as Shimoneta, Alex as Kekai Sensen, and Chinoda as Grenadier.
All right. Well, John, you definitely confirmed one of the ones that I said because I was going back and forth on who picked one. It gives me great pleasure to tell you, John, that you're wrong because it was me who picked Shimoneta.
Chinoda wanted to Kekai Sensen.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
So
I need to tell
so
you need to tell this story. You need to tell
hold
this
on,
story.
hold on. For those of you who are just listening, I wrote down John picking Bento. Obviously, I picked Shimoneta. Natai did Kekai Sensen.
Oh my
and Shinoda
God.
did Grenadier.
You've been fooled, John.
So
He was saying he wanted to do Keka. I've been fooled this entire time.
I am so fucking happy this worked out because I was so terrified that your wife was actually going to give it away to you because I didn't say anything to her. We have
So
we have a behind
that's the
we have a
story.
behind
I
the
would
scenes
never.
story to
First
tell.
and foremost, how dare you, sir? I would never cheat. I would not invalidate the sanctity of any of our competitions. I'm a gamer like that.
He doesn't
I'd
use
like to-
cheat codes.
I'd like to point out, Natai and I did not work together on this. Behind the scenes, like fun fact. So when the choice for what we were eventually going to review, Shimoneta, was revealed to us, myself, John, and Natai were in a Discord call together. And I didn't want to give it away, obviously, that I was the one that picked it. So I was like, oh, sweet, we're getting to watch Shimoneta again. I haven't watched that in forever. And so thankfully we weren't on a video call because you would have completely seen through it because that was not stone-faced at all when I said that. But Natai understood the assignment when he heard me say that. Like without
And then he
words.
played.
John's first reaction when he saw the nomination that got pegged that Shimura was like, "It's Nitai! I know it's Nitai! It's your choice! It's your nomination!
It has to be Natai. He always talks about how much he likes Shimoneta. It's gotta be him.
And I'm just sitting there. I'm in bed, and I'm just having the biggest smile on my face, and I noticed that Alex isn't saying anything. So like, keep going, Alex. What happened next?
Very shortly after that, of course, you're like, nuh-uh, and then you just leave. You don't say
And
anything.
then
You
he just leaves.
leave.
I was like, God damn it, motherfucker.
And John starts laughing. I said, "That's the ultimate self-report, isn't it, John?" And he's like, "Yeah, it is." And so I just let him go. With
I
it.
got played.
up,
I got
bro,
played.
I wake up the morning after. I get a text from Alex. You got the job done. I'm like, bet your ass I did.
Oh my god!
Dang.
Conspiracy.
No,
Natai did not know going into the announcement that I had picked Shimoneta, so he understood the assignment without me having to say anything.
John was playing checkers and we were playing chess, bro.
Yeah,
Fucking got
dude.
him. Fucking
Fucking
got him.
bravo. I got checkmated, bro. I
So
originally was gonna actually put in Mirai Nikki because I
Oh my god! How could
I
you?
wanted
You piece of shit.
I wanted Natai to suffer. But then I was like, you know
Never
what?
again.
I don't think anyone else but me has ever seen Bento, so I think we should
I
watch
have.
Bento. Have you seen Bento?
I've
It's fucking wild, bro.
The only one
It's a
I
pretty
haven't
funny
seen-
watch.
The only thing I haven't seen that was on this list was Kekai Sensen.
Uh-oh.
Which is why I nominated the show, because literally John and
And-
I, we were texting like each other about like Kekai said, "Oh, we need to get Alex to watch Kekai Sensei," and for the longest time, like, perfect opportunity. Let's get it.
And I do want to
it
point
didn't
out
But he
work.
was
there
gonna
was
go
one
watch
thing-
it himself eventually.
Oh,
I
I
do
haven't
plan to
watched
watch it
Bento.
at some point.
You haven't watched Bento? I
Apparently
haven't watched it
not.
either. I haven't
I
watched
didn't think
it
anyone was cultured enough to have watched Bento other than me.
It has
And
been
by
a while.
culture, I mean
would.
this is a stupid fucking show, bro. Like
It really is. I would not have minded watching it again for sure. But no. And Grenadier, which I'm assuming was your choice, Shinoda.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now
That
that's
is
a
one where
culture
I-
choice.
Oh
Yeah,
my
that
God.
is
What
one where I
this
have
fucking
actually-
show?
I read the source material before I watched the anime.
Really?
wow.
Yeah, I've actually read the manga. It's based off of. The manga's not that great.
God, it's been
So,
so long.
I-
John,
I
do
need
you want to
to know-
TLDR it?
Okay.
My cat is screaming into the microphone.
Oh,
Oh,
hello, kitty.
Terror Bear. So like I'm curious, what was your guys' decision making process while choosing a show? Because for me at first I was gonna nominate like a shit show that I know will have like it'll be for shits and giggles, but then I thought to myself, I've been wanting to rewatch Kekai Sensei, and literally John and I talked about it for a long time. Maybe it's a good
Yeah, but Kekai
Big
Sensei has 2
tear.
seasons.
no, but it's only season 1. That's the only one we'll
Yeah.
watch.
Oh, okay.
That
I know-
was also, I didn't mention that before, but that was also a stipulation that we could nominate like multi-season anime, but we had to specify like the first season.
I wrote down season 1. I didn't write down
Yeah.
beyond.
Yeah. My original choice was gonna be Gurren Lagann. Because I remember
that
I
one
remember
just runs just shy, right?
27
Yeah.
episodes. It was one episode more than our limit. So that was my original choice, and then I thought, maybe this could be a chance for me to get you all to watch Yuru Camp. So I was gonna put the first season of Yuru Camp down. But then I thought,
Absolutely.
if I do that, they're gonna know it's me.
He
From
was
the thing
playing the
alone.
mind
So
game.
then, as I was going through my list on Mal, I'm thinking to myself, Shimoneta. I think we've all watched this before, and I think it's something we've all talked about liking. No one will suspect a thing.
It worked, bro. I got played.
It
Holy
worked.
crap.
Yeah.
You got played, bro.
Absolutely.
That's-
Bamboozled.
Bro, forget the show. This is what I've been waiting for. Just this review. I can go
This
home
was
now.
the Christmas present.
This is the best Christmas present we could have given.
Oh, now she wants
That was my thing, and then that's why I ended up choosing Shimoneta, because number one, it's only 12 episodes, and number two, I thought that it was something that we could conceivably believe that any of us would pick.
It's completely fair. Yeah.
I chose Bento just because, like I said, I was like, you know what? I wanted to pick Mirai Nikki, to be honest, but then I was like, nah, I don't want to rewatch all this. Just to watch, just to try to make,
You
just to
don't.
have an opportunity to have Natai suffer.
This will come back to haunt you next year, bro. Just you wait. I got some plans cooking right now for next Christmas.
Oh, he's cooking.
He's already ahead.
He's cooking.
Yeah,
But
I like this
outside of that,
format
I was
for
just like,
Secret
man,
Senpai,
what should
by
I
the way.
recommend? And then I just got like an anime, like I was scrolling through YouTube Shorts, and it's just like there's some channels that like show clips of different anime that pop up my feed all the time, because sometimes I'm like, oh, this kind of looks like a cool anime, and Bento popped up, and I was like, oh my god, I haven't seen Bento since it came out in like 2016 or whatever. I think it was 2016. It might have been earlier.
Is it
than
not
that.
even earlier than 2016?
It might be 2014. I don't actually remember when it came out.
I'll
but
look it up. I'll look it
It's
up.
pretty old. And I was like, oh man, Bento is so fucking wild.
2011.
2011.
That- yeah.
Jesus. It's
Yeah,
been
fall of 2011 is when this
13
came
years
out,
since I've seen Bento.
Wow.
And I just thought it'd be a fun watch if we did get to pick it, because I wanted to see, like I said, I assumed none of you guys had ever seen Bento, because who would have, right? It's
I
kind
wanna
of one of
say it
those
was-
shows that, like, it's like Keijo, if you guys know what Keijo is.
Oh yeah.
Fucking
God.
awesome,
I remember Keijo.
Did you guys watch all of Keijo, or do you just
Not
know
all
of
of it.
Keijo?
No, I've
Not
watched
all of
it.
I watched all
Alright.
of it.
So
We
I was
talked
like,
about
yeah.
it a lot during
But
the first,
it's like
couple years of
Keijo
our
in the sense
podcast.
that it's like it's wacky, it's out there. Bento is literally an anime about this dude goes to the convenience store, and so something the Japanese markets do, and most bakeries do and stuff, but we don't have many bakeries in like the U.S. as much as like compared to Europe. But they'll like 50% off food, hot food deli items after they've been sitting there for a while. And in Japan, they do that because, they make everything fresh. And then after a while, they're like, all right, after 4 p.m., they have to discount stuff. So I have a Japanese chain grocery store in Washington called Uwajimaya that does this. And so, and it is so the anime Bento is about when the sales happen, people are literally throwing hands to go get sale foods, and this guy
That's
who just
amazing.
moves in is like, I need to eat this, otherwise I won't survive the week. So he learns how to fucking fight from this chick who's like the number one. She's like one of the 4 kings of this convenience stores. And
It's so stupid.
So it's like a comedy?
Do you-
yeah, it's a comedy.
Yes.
It's hilarious.
I always, when people ask about Bento, I always describe it as think about the videos you've seen from Black Friday sales in the past in the United States. Just apply that to convenience stores. And
Yeah,
you've got
and-
Bento.
And it's a very accurate thing, because when when I go to that Japanese chain store, convenience store, or Japanese grocery store, and they have the hot items, and it hits 4 o'clock. These things were made at noon, so they got to go on sale now, baby. So they put those 50% off stickers on there. And bro, the people who are just lined up waiting, like trying to get some cheap eats, it's pretty accurate. Now we weren't throwing hands or nothing, but people are like sitting there waiting for the sales to happen. So and then they'll go up there and they'll grab like the stuff that they want and check through, like, is it good enough? And then they'll put back the ones they don't want, so that way now you can have a chance. But it's just like, you bastards.
No, I've been there. One of our local grocery stores does the exact same thing for certain products after a certain time. And I've almost gotten into hands with some people. I'm like, yo,
Oh my god.
I want that food. And
Give me that
I'm
bacon.
not a small guy, so they see me, they're like,
Bro,
you
all
got
I'm
it.
saying
You got
is,
it, boss.
all I'm saying is if someone that was as tall as Shinoda walked up to me and said, I want that food, I'm backing off.
Bro. Not me. I would
Oh.
I'd step up right next to him, look up, and be like, "Yeah, what you gonna do about it?"
Like, this is 50% off. I got my knife. Let's fucking go.
What about you,
Um,
Shinoda? Because I've never heard of that show.
I've never heard of this either. Yeah, like Grenade
What?
Grenadier. Yeah, I've never.
Natai,
heard
I
of this.
can believe that, but really, John, you've never heard of it?
No.
It's not that big of a fucking
No,
anime,
but, like,
Shinoda.
It's okay. It is. It's on the small side, but it's got a cult following. I figured John of all people would have seen it.
It's the first time I'm even hearing about it. So
Yeah, Grenadier. I'm not even gonna bother pronounce the rest of the Japanese. Grenadier, the
Koheme
beautiful
no
warrior.
Senshi.
There you go. Thank you.
My wamo.
So it's about
Nani?
it's about this gunslinger chick. She carries what's essentially a hand cannon, and she's got huge tits, and she reloads by spitting the bullets out from her tits, from her cleavage.
oh my god, I know this.
Yeah, you know exactly what
I
I'm
know
talking
this
about.
anime. I've seen it in. There was a
And
whole freaking.
I'm looking it up.
There was a whole like thing. I was at SoccerCon once, the Washington Anime Convention, and there was some guy who did a presentation on like the physics, the bullet physics, or what then something like the anime booby physics, and he was like had that scene where that chick was reloading her gun with her fucking tits, and I was just like, yo.
Yeah, it's extremely based.
So
No.
I do know that I know I've never seen it, but I do know of it because of that guy doing that presentation.
Is it a meme picture, Noda, or is it an actually good show?
I feel like it's a little
kind
bit
of
of
a
column
meme.
A, column B. Like it's
Yeah,
a
column A, column B. Like it's mostly funny, but like
It's an action
it-
comedy.
it does. Yeah, it's action comedy.
These all
But yeah,
would have
it's-
been great, great
It's-
picks. Bento,
It's just
Grenade,
about her being a
Kekai Sensen,
gunslinger,
man.
and one of her fun fact, one of her fellow like cast members on this show, his name's Kojima. From
Oh,
the
shit,
Kojima
really?
clan. I'm not kidding.
He's actually from
And
the
he-
Kojima clan.
Yeah,
Oh,
and he's
dear.
he hates guns, and his whole thing is being a swordsman, and he splits bullets with his sword. He's just a cool guy. I'm just like, it's so stupid, but it's such a fun show. Actually, the first time I watched this was, I don't know if you guys know about this, AMV Hell.
Yeah,
AMVL.
I remember AMV Hell. I
Yeah,
remember
did you
they
know
went away
8
for a
came
very
out?
long time?
Did you know AMV Hell 8 came out just this year?
Yeah, I don't really care though. It's like,
No, it's still, I
old
find it really
style
cool.
comedy. It's not that funny anymore.
I love it. Anyway, that's where I first saw it during like AMV Hell 1 or 2, and I was like, the fuck is this? So like little me went and watched Grenadier, and I was like, yo, this is fucking awesome. Bass wasn't even a thing yet back then.
Based.
Based.
Okay.
But yeah, fun show. Highly recommend to you guys to watch. It's a short show, definitely worth it.
I have to ask Natai, did you even have any other like anime that you were considering besides Kekai Sensen? Or was that is that a stupid
Bro.
question?
Bro, you're a silly, silly man. You don't know. You don't even know what ideas I had cooked up, but no.
Oh, I'm sure you had. You were cooking. You were definitely cooking.
I already know
sure.
what I'm gonna do next year, bro. I have it all lined up. It's all ready to go.
Buddy, you don't even know what we're gonna do next year.
You know.
Yeah,
The
we don't
fact
know
that
if
you
this,
got
this suggested format is gonna even like still exist next year.
I do
It will.
like it though.
It
I
will.
do like it.
It will exist. It will be next year. We'll see.
You know, I've been wondering. It's like, why do we restrict ourselves doing this just once a year? Because this is actually kind of fun.
Because I don't.
But on-
please don't
on a
force me to watch
serious
anime. I'll do it once a year. You can force me to watch any anime for once a year.
On a serious note, though, I will say this got me way more excited to like try and push for a Kekai Sensen episode because I need to rewatch that shit.
I
been
want
too
to
long.
Yeah,
watch
Season one
same,
was
actually.
great. Love it.
I want to watch it, and I want to talk about it just based on how y'all talk about it.
We've been talking like John and I have been gushing about this fucking anime for years
For
by now. Like
years.
it's time. It's time.
Hey, I watched one of the two that you suggested earlier this year. Okay,
And you fucking loved it.
and I loved it.
Which one?
Death Parade.
Death
Parade.
Parade. I finally
that's
watched Death
right.
Parade earlier this year.
That's right. You did. You did. Fucking awesome show.
It's a fucking phenomenal show. But let's talk about Shimoneta. That is what we are here to talk about.
Not for nothing, I brought this degenerate shirt here, right? You know
Exactly.
Is that
Talking
an,
about
is that an Ahegao shirt?
Yes, it
is.
is.
Oh Lord.
Hey, Natai, you know what? I'm glad you did, though.
Oh my God.
Let's fucking go.
Let's go,
John, we're here with
Yeah,
absolute
buddy.
degenerates.
Absolute
Buddy.
degenerates on this podcast.
Let's fucking go. Ow, 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 ow.
Did you
Give
just
myself a
give
cramp. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. I cramped my right leg. Ow, fuck. Ow, I raised it too
Bro,
fast.
you need to stretch more. What the hell
I
is wrong?
stretch all the time.
Lies. I see you playing Fallout 76 for hours on end. You don't stretch.
For listeners,
I literally have a physical job. Ow.
Shinoda was stretching his leg to show his ahegao pants, and he got cramps now.
How did you break your leg? Well, I was trying to show everyone my Ahegao shirt.
See,
No, don't do it again.
Yeah.
No,
don't-
no, it's fine.
I have a love-hate relationship with like the Ahegao like gear because
It's cringe as fuck.
it's cringe.
I don't leave
as
the house
fuck.
with this. I don't leave the house
No,
with
no, no,
this,
no.
bro.
See, that's the thing. It's cringe as fuck, and it's fun to be ironic cringe, right?
Yeah.
That's fine. But there are people who unironically like the cringe, and I just think that's just like I'm like,
Yeah.
bro, you need to
Like,
like
in case you were worried,
touch grass.
my buddies got this for me on my birthday. Like, I didn't go out of my way to buy this shit.
Oh no, I don't care how you got it, but I'm just saying like my love-hate relationship with the Ahegao stuff stems from the fact that there are some people that I work with that unironically wear the Ahegao stuff, and it's
Oh,
just so cringe, bro.
That's a ballsy move if I've ever
Yeah.
heard of
And
one.
like at first, I thought they were cultured and were doing it ironically. No,
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 oh,
no,
that's
no,
a shame.
no.
Are you okay, Chinoda? Do you
I'm
need
just
a
stretching.
walk?
Don't
Take
die.
a walk. It's fine.
Take
Anyway.
a walk.
Take
He's limping away.
As he limps away.
high knees, get them higher.
Get him higher, bro.
Knees to the
How
chest,
high do
knees
you
to the
want them?
chest.
Stretch him back. Stretch your knees.
Well,
Stretch your knees back. What?
You know, like
Put them behind your ears.
Oh, I wonder. Can you guys read it?
I'd rather be watching
watching
hentai
hentai
senpai.
Senpai, yeah, lewd crew.
Sick
And
shirt.
y'all
not
call
gonna
me
lie.
the degenerate.
Thank you.
I
I
do
have,
like
like-
it. Not gonna lie.
I have like 2 or 3 other pieces of their gear.
Oh, it's
But,
actually an actual brand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they have other stuff.
That's pretty sick.
But Shimoneta,
So Shimoneta.
can I offer you guys a cookie made with my love nectar?
Oh,
Let me just
fucking
preface
go.
everything. Shimoneta, if it came out in today's day and age, would be immediately canceled. 100%.
Will it though? Actually,
Yes.
never mind.
I
No, never mind.
disagree. I
Yeah.
think Shimoneta would be praised to high heaven.
I don't think so. I think that Shimoneta would
I
be
disagree.
instantly canceled. But I looked on Mal. The reason I logged into Mal was because I was like, what did I even score Shimoneta? Because when I scored it after I rewatched it, I was like, huh, it's the exact same score I scored it on Mal all those years ago. But I was like,
Whoa.
I was checking Shimoneta's Mal page, and it's like ranked 235, so it's up there for
It's in the top 500.
for ranked anime. Yeah, and I was like, wow, a lot of people actually really like it. It's rated pretty highly on Mal.
Yeah,
And I was like,
7.2.
yeah.
Good show.
But I feel
reckon.
like I don't know. So the problem is that it's very the reason why Shimoneta, a world where dirty jokes don't exist, was so highly rated is I wouldn't say is just because anime likers are degenerates, right? Like,
No, I think a lot of people actually did like the message of the show and what it was
Yeah.
trying to say.
It's
So
good
it's-
satire, you know.
it's
It
good
just- it's
satire because it was made in response to like Japan's like child health laws, where it's like, oh, we can't have uncensored porn because that's bad for children's health. There's so many boys who don't like their mothers, so they decided to go ban a bunch of type of porn. And then all that did was, now here we are 20, 30 years later, it skyrocketed Japan into like super degeneracy. And I'm like, yes. So the message of Shimoneta is actually really funny and really accurate, because the more you staunchly oppose and try to regulate degeneracy, the
And
further it
oppress
just
it.
catapults it.
Or
Yeah.
anything for that matter. It doesn't have to be degeneracy. The further you try and regulate and ban anything, the more you just create a black market for it.
I
So
think it's also like a great advocate
you think
for
about
like
in today's climate, right? Think about all the gooning material. Like, gooning has never been at an all-time high, right? If gooning was stocks,
34.
if gooning was literal stocks, it would be going to the fucking moon, okay? Like, Diamond Hands this bitch. But yeah, it was made in response to that healthcare law that was passed, which is why we have all that stupid weird censorship
it's also like a
in Japan.
really like positive advocate for like, you know, healthy like sex discussion, right? And sex
Yeah,
No,
like,
it
it's-
actually
to some
is, though.
extent,
Yeah.
But
which is really wholesome.
rewatching
actually.
it, I was just like, man, these people are in the second year of high school. They're at the age
Yeah.
of 16, bro. So this is all pretty bad. Now,
I had completely forgotten there is not one but two scenes where you just full on see honest titties.
yeah, I completely
Three.
forgot
I
about
counted 3.
Oh, 3? I must have
Bro.
missed one.
Counted every
I was too
single one.
busy.
that. Yeah, I bet.
Bro, you need only one hand to count. I mean,
That's true.
I'd have
Yeah, and
figured
then like
Alex
all
would
the
have used feet.
I just have to put a disclaimer for Shimoneta, because people care about this nowadays, but there's a lot of things that would be construed as sexual assault in Shimoneta.
bro,
Yeah.
that's putting
It's not
very mildly.
construed.
I was
That's-
gonna bring that up because like in Shimoneta, like most of the main characters are female. There is only one male main character. If
How
you
dare
reversed-
you forget about Goriki like that?
Fucking Gorky
Because he's not a main
slander.
character. He's a side character.
side
Gorky
character.
slander. He's the side piece
He's
to the main
there
character.
for Okuma the entire time, bro.
No, he is a bro. He is a bro.
Okay,
In more ways than one. Those bananas,
There's
man,
one
they
bro
don't eat
and
themselves.
Bananas.
listen, you can make my banana rise anytime. What?
So grand is my
Anyway.
surprise, it shall make your dick rise.
My point in
And-
saying that is
I when I watched Shimoneta, I watched it with the English dub because
me too.
I was like, okay, I completely forgot I had to watch this, so I marathoned it in the last 2 days. So I was like, it's easier to watch stuff in English because I don't have to actually like continuously watch the screen.
What'd you
Because
think of the dub?
Shimoneta isn't a visually striking show,
No.
and it doesn't have a lot of like physical or not physical,
Sakuga moments, you could say.
It doesn't have a lot of visual like gags in it.
Yeah.
No, it does. What? The fucking
It
amount
has-
of animals they use to showcase penises? You kidding me?
Yeah, but
It has.
I
it
don't
has
need to
visual
fucking
gags,
focus, laser focus, and see like what were the intentions behind the artist when they drew this. Like, no, I hear elephant trunk sound. I look over. Oh yes,
You have a
penis.
character whose entire design is how can we show her head as a penis?
That's not like Sakuga though. That's just character design.
No, I'm not saying it's
Yeah.
Sakuga, but like I was about to say, like it's not like it's a masterpiece of like animation, but like saying it doesn't have visual gags, I think it's going.
I-
a bit-
no,
No,
I don't
I'm saying
think-
it's not.
The point
important
is not
that I
the visual
watch all the
gags.
visual gags. I can just see it a little bit, like glance at it, and be like, oh yeah, I get the joke, and then I can look away. You don't have to continually watch it. Like, oh, the body language that they animated here, and the way that they did the
That's a really
writing
nice,
with it.
nice body language, though. Am I right?
There's some nice body language.
Better be
but no,
careful.
like,
they're
when I
all
think of-
they're all underage, bro. You better be careful.
when I think of like a visual gag, like anime comedy, I'm thinking of something like Nichicho. Like that's full of visual gags.
Yeah,
Like
sure.
the visual gags often are the point of the jokes. With Shimoneta, yeah, there are visual gags, but a lot of it is the comedic writing that
The
is
dialogue
where it
is
hits home.
top tier.
And I think
And
that's driven home by the English dub a lot.
I really do like
I
the
agree
English
with
dub
that, yeah.
more than the Japanese dub because
So-
the voice actors really got into it. Like every time the main character guy that we follow was Okuma, every time he dons the mask and becomes Taint I think, whatever Blue Snow calls him at
His
the end.
alter ego.
His alter ego. He like the voice actor goes, he puts on his super serious Sentai voice, and I'm like, yo, I love this guy.
You know what I think it is? They got to be horny on main, and that's why they pulled out all the stops.
See,
And I was
but
also
it's-
surprised at how like in Shimoneta, I was like, it's lewd, but it's not like overly sexual.
It's not degenerate lewd.
Yeah, because so the reason I say that is because we have so many anime out there that just have full on fucking porn scenes, right? We have shows like Redo of Healer, which is like this is just hentai, and
Yeah,
I'm,
it's
not,
just
Pieces of
hentai.
viewers.
I'm unsure
I mean,
if people like think
there
it's
is one specific scene in this show that I think kind of takes the cake for the lewd award.
Are you talking about the scene in his apartment?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like
but I
that
mean,
scene,
yeah.
that scene is like it's always the first thing I think about when we talk about this show. But it's intense, it's hilarious, but holy shit, it's intense.
I'm just saying. Listen, this is kind of the point I was making earlier. If you swap those genders around, it does not become funny.
Obviously, but
no, it
like,
shouldn't matter that if you shop this. Sexual
It
assault
shouldn't
is
matter.
not
It
not
shouldn't
supposed to
matter.
be
John, you're
funny.
right. John, you're right.
It's
it
not the
shouldn't
world
matter
we
at
live in.
all. You're right. It should not matter at all. But I guarantee you, if you redid that with the genders swapped, it would not be funny to many people.
I think-
I mean, that happened in one of the anime that I reviewed like last year, where it's like she's in love with the villainess and she does shit like that, and it's like, dude, it's not funny just because they're both girls.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, you've talked about it. You've talked about it recently
yeah.
with Dandadan. It's like, okay, the running joke is, haha, she gets groped. It's ha 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 ha.
Yeah, let's put this girl in a precarious situation where it looks like she's about to get gangbang raped. Ha ha ha. Let's do it again. Like, weird that you did it the first time. Double weird you did it again.
But yet, that exact same thing happens to Okuma multiple times in this anime, and we laugh at it.
Well, because
in
I
this
feel
show,
like,
it goes to such an extreme where you're like,
yeah, like
holy
Shimoneta
shit,
is
they're
about
actually going there.
Yeah,
Shimoneta
it's a comedy.
is a comedy, and it's supposed to be
Yeah.
satirical. That's
Yeah.
the point.
That is Dandadan. I mean, I guess it is sort of got comedic elements to it, but I don't think it's supposed to be taken
Dandadan
solely
was
as a
created
comedy.
by a guy and his illustrator that literally they made three other manga that got absolutely rejected. So him and his illustrator went, fuck it, let's just draw whatever you think is cool. And that's what Dandadan is. It's literally just two dudes going, ho ho, this would be funny, let's put that in. Ho ho, that's it. There is no deeper
The
meaning behind
Dan
Dandadan.
hate here is something else.
It's not that I hate Dandadan. Like I'm like chapter 67 in the manga. I'm just like, I don't get why people think it's so good, because the jokes aren't funny. The creation of it, it's like there's no deeper meaning. It's supposed to be stupid and you're supposed to enjoy it.
I don't
But
think
again-
I watched the show for the jokes, but like, we're not gonna get into it.
We're not talking about Dandadan. We're talking about Shimoneta.
But anyway, so I will say about you talked about the dub. So first time I watched this show, I watched the dub, and I loved it. And I had a great time with it. And when it got nominated for the Secret Senpai, I thought maybe it's a good opportunity to try the sub. I will say, watching it subbed made me appreciate the dub even more, because I think like the sub is good, and I will say like there's one performance that I will get to that I do want to like give special praise to, but the dub is just
Is it Yui
so
Hori?
much funnier. What?
Is it Yui Hori as Blue Snow?
No, it's not Yui Hori. It's actually, and it's kind of a downer note to say it, but it is Miyu Matsuki as Anna.
Anna.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
so I
R.I.P.
think Anna in the
Died
sub
way too early.
steals the show, and yeah, so the actress died in 2015 from pneumonia.
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 Yeah.
It was actually
which is-
lymphoma that was caused by pneumonia.
Yeah, which is a great shame. It's a real shame that like
She
passed
died
away 'cause
3
she-
months after this anime premiered.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. And I do think
Shimoneta
like,
gave the voice actor cancer?
Yes. That is exactly what we're saying.
But I think she steals the show in the sub. I think she.
Oh
like,
yeah, absolutely.
She goes
Like,
ham. Like whenever she's
despite
even
the
off
fact
screen,
that if this
she goes
aired
ham.
today, Anna would absolutely get lambasted with like hate. Like, dude, you can't rape a dude. That's not funny. But again, you got to think about it's because the context of the show matters, right?
Yeah.
The context of the show is that they live in a world where Japan has decided we're outlawing all dirty jokes, no more porn,
And pornography.
no more saying naughty things, and then people just not understanding how to process emotions. And I was like, dude, I was a gooner.
They don't know what
of,
sex is.
Yeah, they don't know what sex is, and they don't know how to process these emotions of like they don't jerk off or anything like that. They don't understand what any of that means, you know? Like the reason why she calls her pussy juices love nectar, because she's like, whenever I think about Mr. Okuma, my love nectar starts flowing, and it's just like it's played up for laughs.
Sound design, top tier.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's
by the way.
it's like
God
Hey,
it's so,
go ham.
Oh god.
Those splashes, like holy
I
shit.
will say, you were talking about Sakaga earlier. One part in this that I can 100% say is Sakaga, when they have the vibrator in between her boobs and just going all over the place. Now, that was some
That
Sakaga.
was
Okuma
godly.
asking Gorky, did you notice anything weird about Anna Senpai earlier today? He's like, well, her boobs were extra bouncy today, but other than that, and they're like, huh? That's a weird thing to say, Gorky. And then literally the next scene, we see her tits are just going.
And you hear that vibrator
So
going.
dumb.
It's amazing. Fucking
Oh my
awesome.
So much hilarity in this show.
So something I wanted to bring up to you guys is the guy who was like the head scriptwriter and screenwriter for this. His name is Masahiro Yokotani. Does that name ring a bell to any of you guys?
Why is it familiar? That sounds super familiar.
Well, let me tell you why it should be familiar to you. So around the same time, obviously, was the writer of, excuse me, of Shimoneta, has also worked on K-On! On Free, The Devil is a Part-Timer, another anime
Wait.
you might have heard
Which
of called
season?
ReZero.
Which season? Which season of Devil is a Part-Timer?
First
all of
season.
them.
Oh, all of them.
He's been the head scriptwriter for all the seasons.
Then he's the one to blame for season 2 getting all fucked up.
Obviously.
Was the
There's
head
a lot of blame
scriptwriter-
to be passed around there, buddy.
Was the head scriptwriter of the first 2 seasons of an anime you may have heard of called ReZero.
No shit.
Oh.
And most recently, as of this year, the most recent thing he has been the head scriptwriter on is an anime Shinoda is very familiar with called Too Many Losing Heroines.
Oh, shit,
Seriously.
for real?
He wrote that. Whoa.
This dude has some chops in a couple of different genres.
That's
Holy
awesome.
shit.
Good writer.
Yeah, it's also been the writer of several Yu-Gi-Oh seasons.
Let's go.
Based. Fucking based. Holy shit.
Yeah, this guy has been around for quite a while. He started back in 1996. He's also written for the Detective Conan anime.
So
was
he's
the
an
head-
industry vet straight up.
Yeah. Was the head scriptwriter for the second half of Sergeant Frog. He's worked on a ton of stuff. Excel World. He was the co-head scriptwriter of Steins Gate.
Huh.
So
I will say
it's
it was
funny because like his comedy definitely comes through in this for sure.
No, the dialogue is like super witty. Like the comedic timing in this show is like fucking spot on. It's like I think it also goes like as a praise for like the editing, but just the timing of the jokes and some of the visual gags, like, you know, like whenever they need to like show like a penis adjacent thing and they like show like a walrus rising or whatever. It's like just the timing in general is like spot on. It's like super snappy. It's like really good.
Is
Also,
there
it's
any I know this is from the dub, so obviously there's localization that goes on, and I don't know offhand who it was who did the localization for Shimoneta.
Yeah.
If you know,
Funimation did
let me
it.
know down below.
Yeah,
But,
it is Funimation.
It's Funimation.
But I mean,
it's in
who
the
was the
credits,
writer?
bro. It's
I
right
wasn't
there in
paying
the
attention.
credits.
I
You don't
wasn't
even
paying
read the credits. How dare you?
Anyway, Jesus, it's gone now.
You were about to talk about the.
There is never ever going to be a better localized dub line than "So grand is my surprise, it shall make your dick rise." It will never happen.
I quote that line on a regular basis. I love that line.
That is as great as some dub localizations have been, and there's been some bangers here and there. I will grant you, nothing will ever surpass that ever.
I quote this show on a regular basis. I will say, it does feel like I watched it sub. The version on Crunchyroll is the censored version, which I would highly recommend seeking out the uncensored version for multiple reasons. But anyway,
Really?
Based.
I watched it on Crunchyroll. I didn't.
I watched it on
There's a
Crunchyroll and
better
it was
version.
uncensored.
Oh, is there?
it's,
Okay.
the uncensored version is way better. I will say it does feel sometimes like watching it subbed at least that like some things are getting lost, and I don't know if it's to blame for just the cultural difference or the translation. You know.
Well, as a Monogatari fan, you should be used to that.
True. But when it comes to PP haha jokes, I expect only the highest form of localization, please, you know.
Exactly.
Need
Only
all
the
that
greatest
dick
of
saying.
quality.
Yeah.
There's like literal pee and poo-poo humor, because there's that one joke where Anna has to take a piss and she can't go. She pisses herself.
Oh yeah, because the prefecture that shows up is like toilet paper rolls are lewd.
You can shove your dicks in him. We can't have that.
Yeah.
As a man, I am here to women. No, we cannot do that.
Not gonna say anything.
Yeah. I'll
Sorry,
just
my,
leave
my
it
cat
at
is like attacking my power button, so I'm like, oh please don't shut off the computer.
Oh no,
Oh god.
daughter, what are you doing?
Stop,
Daughter.
please.
Father.
Please don't reset my
Daughter.
computer. I'm recording an episode.
What?
So, I was gonna also say something about the music, right? Because
I wanted to bring that up as well. The soundtrack.
I want to know if you know what I know about the guy who composed the music.
So I haven't looked up the soundtrack, but first thing, that's literally the first thought I had while watching the first episode was, holy shit, this music slaps. What is this shabadabada shit? I'm loving it. It reminds me of Kisumonogatari so hard. Please don't tell me that it's the same guy, because I love the soundtrack now.
It is not the same guy. However, it is someone who learned under that guy.
Oh, really?
No shit.
But this guy, his name is Akiyuki Tateyama, has worked on the soundtrack to one of my favorite anime of all time that has a banger soundtrack. One you might have heard of called Yuru Camp.
Oh boy.
All comes back
He
to the
got
camp.
it in. He got it in.
Yep.
Bro, this soundtrack
also-
slaps so hard, dude.
It
Also,
does.
most recently, this guy has also composed the soundtrack to Elusive Samurai,
Oh shit. Really?
Oh.
which I haven't watched that yet. I really want to, but I have heard some music from
I'm
that,
watching
and
it.
it sounds really good.
I'm watching it slowly. Holy shit.
I was so floored by how much like I enjoyed the soundtrack. I didn't remember anything about it like when I watched it for like ever since I watched it for the first time, but it's so like, I'm not gonna say it's like a masterpiece or anything, but just like, you know, just good shit, right? Just good music all around. Like,
Yeah,
You know
it's a
what's-
pretty great soundtrack. Like every single time Anna's on screen, I love the soundtrack, dude.
it's so good.
Either it's the music where it's like
Yeah.
it's just like, or it's the fucking where she's like going into battle stance. Oh, and also in the freaking English dub, the voice actor guy, when he's playing the mask guy, he does the
Yeah.
I was like, oh, is that a JoJo's reference? It's great. Loved it. Absolute fucking
The
Kino,
biggest
bro.
praise I will say about the dub is watching it sub made me go, I want to rewatch this show right now dubbed. Like, I just
Yeah,
want to
I
go
think
back
the,
in
the
right
sub
now.
is good, but
It is really good.
I just like, it's just that the English dub is, they go so hard, bro. It's so
It's
good.
like it's one of those. It is one of the anime that I will point when people ask about it. It's like, watch it dubbed first. I mean, even if you're not a big dub person, watch it dubbed first, because it is one of a handful of anime where I will insist on always watching it in English.
Well, we do miss
It's
out
so good.
on one specific joke that they make, because of if you watch it in the English dub. They didn't translate it in the English. But one of
Terroristo.
the what?
Terroristo.
No.
So they don't
No,
call
no.
themselves terrorists. They called terrorist, which is pervert terrorist.
Pervert terrorist, yeah.
Pervert.
No. So the one character who draws that tiny person, tiny lady,
Otome, which I thought was a phenomenal name for a woman. Otome.
woman, Otome.
Woman.
But the gag in Japanese is that they get someone to voice her who sounds a lot older. Like she normally.
I wasn't
voices
expecting
grandma.
that while watching.
Yeah,
I was.
In the
That was a
Japanese.
whiplash.
In the Japanese dub, they use a voice actor who she's well known for doing old granny roles, and they use her to specifically to play Otome, who's supposed to be like she's super small and she's like a lowly character to do the lowly baba type of disparity. So I'm like, that's one of the
She's hilarious, by the way. Her
she's-
performance
audio
is
gags
She's
that
a
they
really fun
do.
character. Yeah.
yeah,
that's,
hilarious in the Japanese.
That's
And I like it just does not get translated at all in the English. And like they completely missed that. But everything else was still really good though.
Yeah.
that person who does the voice for her in Japanese is Satsumi Arai, who is also the voice of Beatrice in ReZero.
Yeah,
Oh.
lowly babas.
Oh.
She's known for doing lowly
Oh.
babas. Like I said. That's
do you
like
guys-
she's been typecast as a voice actor who does like we need a lowly character, but she has to be an old lowly character. We know the perfect person for this role.
Also, I just want to point out. I told Vix about this. We were doing this a couple of days ago. She's like, "If you had told me, I would have been on. I love Shimoneta," and I'm like,
Oh, of course, Vix does.
I'm like, "You're just like Otome, aren't you?" It's like, "Yes."
Love her. Love
That
the
gag.
Also,
That
fun
gag
fact:
of, like-
our own Vix has done a cosplay of Ayame from Shimoneta before.
May I ask for pictures?
I will ask if she will send some.
That
Nice.
gag of Otome, like because they have like the PM bracelets, so she can't draw lewd stuff. She's like, "What can I do? What can I do?" And she's like then filled with inspirations when like she sees the assault scene. Let's call it. She like puts the pencil in her mouth and starts drawing like that, so she can't be
Drawing with
tracked.
her mouth, yeah.
I love that bit. I love
They
that
can't
bit.
trace my hands if I draw with my mouth. Oh
Based
God!
artist.
What are the other like in the English dub in the very beginning? Kajo says like four mouths, right? I have 4 mouths, and then freaking Okubo is like 4. There's only like
Yeah, you see him just like, what?
he's counting. He's like,
counting
"There's-
them.
there should only be 3, and I'm like, bro, did you know there's 2 holes down there? Like apparently not. And like I love that little like it's just that type of localization where it's like that is just hilarious enough that and it kind of sticks to the theme of what they were talking about anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, it's like the care that went into making this. It's like it was very fun. It looks like it was very fun for the people who did dub this, which is why I like the dub. Which is why I
Yeah.
would recommend the English dub.
That's
But
a big
the
part of the
Japanese
reason
dub
why I
is
think
good
the
as
dub
well.
is good. That's
Can
why I
we
think
give-
that's part of the reason why I think the dub is so good. It's because it sounds like the voice actors are having a fucking phenomenal time doing this dub.
Can we give a shout out to both the OP and ED for this fucking show? 'Cause
Yeah.
both of them are great.
SOX, SOX, SOX.
Like the OP itself is just like fun. There's so many fun like visual gags in it, but then the ED like so. I don't know when like what version of the ED like maybe it's only like the broadcast version, but I remember there's a version of the ED where they show how to make sex toys in the background with like the with the animation. I don't.
my
It's
God.
not on Crunchyroll and it's not on like the Blu-ray. I don't know where it because I swear there's a version of the EDs.
Some Mandela effect shit you got
I
going
don't
on.
no,
right
no,
now.
remember that at all.
I swear. You
I
can
remember
fact
there was
check
the
me.
episode where they make sex
They
toys.
make sex toys, but there's like I don't know if it's for one episode or like some episodes, but some version of this ED has like an actual IRL person making a sex toy, just like they do in the show, and it's hilarious.
Oh my God.
Absolutely
Man,
great.
I'll look it up later and link it to you guys, but it's hilarious.
I don't remember that at all. I'm not saying that does sound on brand for this anime, but I don't remember that at all.
Also, ED is the singer is the same actress as Ayame.
Yes.
She sings the ED,
Yeah.
which is really, really neat.
Sumire Uesaka.
Yeah.
Yes.
So big ups for both opening and ED. For B, please.
Yeah. I think they're fine. I don't necessarily think they're like go download them on Spotify good, but they're fine.
I listen to the ED a lot. I like it.
They're catchy.
They're definitely catchy. I'll say that.
Can we talk about a couple of things that probably haven't aged as well, though? Because there are some things in this that haven't aged very well.
I mean, outside of the sexual assault,
well,
constantly happens.
yes.
What? That's the best scene in the show. What are you talking about?
It may be the best scene, and again, like
It's
I said,
the best.
but you need context with it. Like this is a scene that you just straight.
Obviously, I'm not gonna show
yeah.
this scene in a
Literally,
vacuum to someone.
This show is like if you walked in at any moment on this show, you'd be like, "Are you fucking watching porn?" And it's like, no, it's not porn. I swear.
It's
It's all about
smart.
censorship, bro. It's about
Again.
censorship.
Again, as Monogatari bros, Natai and I are very well versed in this. Is this porn? No, I promise. There's
No, I
content.
promise. The cat girl actually has a crush on him. He doesn't touch her tits. It's just a toothbrush. Don't worry about it.
Isn't that his sister? What is he doing with the fucking toothbrush?
No. Don't think it's okay. Don't worry about it. Is she
It's actually a
underage?
complex
Yes.
meta narrative about Japanese familial bonds.
Mom, she's 500 years old. God damn it! Leave the room.
God, you can't even use the 500-year-old dragon defense on this. God
No,
damn it.
no.
They're literally just underage.
They're all underage, first and foremost.
Even though Gorky
Yeah, but
does
not like-
Age disparity.
although
Disparity at
Gorky
least.
literally looks like a 30-year-old teenager.
Yeah, that's anime men in a nutshell, right?
I'll at least say they're not like. It's not like they're elementary schoolers. So
Yeah, like
It's
there's
not
a
too
lot
bad.
worse shows out there.
yeah.
It's not as bad as Mirai Nikki where they're 13.
Oh, I thought you were talking about or I thought Shinoda was referencing Kodomono G-Con. That was like,
I mean-
actual elementary school students, like, and I was like,
Yeah.
ooh.
But I think I don't think it's that big of an issue in this show because like it's literally about them like like they're all in the same age.
They're
as
doing
each
what
other.
teenagers do.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and doing what teenagers do and like exploring like that
Like,
sexual side, I guess.
Listen, all you out there who are adults, because let's be honest, kids shouldn't be watching this podcast. But
Yeah, please don't.
you were once teenagers.
You were
once
all
horny,
once gooners.
irresponsible teenagers.
You were all teenage gooners at one point. And this show
and some of you have children to back this up about how irresponsible you were. You cannot tell me that age, and some of you younger, you were not questioning things, you were not experimenting with things. I'm just saying, you might not like to think about it, but it's real.
Or maybe you do like to think about it and you live solely off of that.
Maybe if you listen, if you're like that, wee woo, wee woo, wee woo.
Moshi FBI.
Have a seat.
I think like aside from the again, let's keep in mind and like it's a comedy, so I think like
It is.
It's more like you have more flexibility in that aspect. But even like the most atrocious scenes in this show, and there are a bunch of them. Like I think they work in context really fucking well to like reinforce like the theme of the show and like the
Right.
the message it's trying to portray. Like I don't think again with like the horrible shit that can go down, I still think it like still is in good taste in terms of like the writing and like the themes of the show itself.
Yeah. It's one of those comedies that only works in animation or as a drawing, because if you tried to do this with actual teenage actors, it would not go over well.
No, not at all. Unless you're Hollywood.
Yeah.
Unless you're Sneeko.
Hey yo.
Ugh.
Oh, God.
No.
But yeah, I mean, the message ostensibly being about how censorship inherently is bad overall is not a bad message.
Yeah,
It's
and like
even
I
more
said,
bad.
look at how far gooning has come since
Literally.
since Shimoneta has like
This was before
Come on.
OnlyFans.
this was before OnlyFans. It's gotten just a lot more degenerate, and
Oh yeah.
it's only gotten worse.
It's also like
Better, you mean?
it's also
Worse
just
in
like
that's-
worse
that's
in the respect that the degeneracy that they were trying to stomp out has only gotten worse.
yeah. It's also like genuinely like funny with how it tackles how like oblivious they are to like porn and sex and things like that. It's like they all the time. It's like you have a Fua, that character. She's like, so how do like humans conceive of other humans? As she crawls and like all the time like talks about like his
Body
dick. It's like, how
melding.
does it like in the Japanese dub? They're like they all the time say dokingu. It's just like they talk about docking all the time, and like it's generally funny how far they take the joke of them being.
It's also
oblivious to
super
how
funny
sex
that they
works.
say docking as a euphemism for sex,
Yeah.
but docking has a completely different like
It's a different
that's a
thing.
whole
definition.
different
thing. It's like-
Yeah.
Docking is like an actual sexual thing.
So it's like it's double funny for us English speakers, but in Japan
Yeah.
it definitely wasn't intended to be like that. They intended it, or maybe they did. I don't know the intentions of the writer of the show. Maybe he does know what docking is, and thought it'd be even more funny and appropriate to say docking because as a double entendre. But yeah, the scientist fool. I just want to know how babies are made.
Also, like
what's
it's
funny?
kind of funny how far like they try. Like obviously, this show like it's based on manga that is already ended. But main like
Based
there's
on a
only
light
one
novel,
season.
not a manga.
Wait, it's a light novel. My bad.
Wait,
sorry.
there's a light novel?
It was a light novel first, then there was a manga adaptation.
So my bad. I
Oh.
thought it was a manga first. But like you can tell, like there's thought being put into like, oh, there's like different terrorist groups and like more like there's lore going on in the background.
There's different
which is-
terrorist pervert resistances all around Japan.
There's like families that support them and whatnot, like you know, rich families that support them, back them. Like I like there's like small like hints of like more lore to this world, how it operates, which is really
Bro,
cool.
can I
which
talk
makes
about No. Let me talk about some problematic family stuff. So, Okuma,
right.
our main character guy, he unleashes his family's hidden technique called the electric massage, right? He's like, I'm gonna show you a technique my father passed down to me. That he like German suplexes the dude and then takes his foot and like does a fucking rubber stomp thing on their nuts and to make them like jizz. And I'm like,
good shit.
how did your dad show this to you, Okuma?
How did your dad
When you
teach
were
you
a
this?
child?
Like, what did your
I
father
have
your
do?
son.
questions. Like, hold on. I get the gag is that his dad was a pervert terrorist, a well-known
He's
pervert
in
terrorist.
jail as well.
Yeah, he's in jail at the time of the. That's why he's all
The story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
story.
Yeah, he was.
But it's just like when I saw that, I was like, okay, obviously it's a throwaway joke about, haha, it's an ancient family technique, right? It's just a throwaway joke. It's not supposed to be any deeper than that.
You say
However, when you think about it, it's like, hey, yo, should you really be teaching a kid how to
Bro,
do that? Like, I got
one of-
questions.
One of the villains in this show, his like entire like fighting style is like throwing his dick around and slapping people in the face.
Yeah, I
with
know.
it.
Dick slap
What are
dick.
you talking about?
Dick slap foo.
That taser dick,
It's so bad.
Taser dick food? Oh, my God.
so good.
Oh, it's so
Do you know
bad.
what? What's funny? You were talking about Fua earlier. If I had a dime for every anime out there that had a green-haired scientist chick with dark circles under her eyes, I'd have 2 dimes, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice.
Who's the other one?
Maho from Steins Gate Zero.
Oh fuck! I forgot I erased that show from my memory.
They look almost identical.
Don't get me started. Cause no, Fua is not as flat as her.
That might be. I had also forgotten rewatching this that there's a femboy in this show.
Oh, yeah, the prefecture.
Yeah, that's when he does the electric dick massage technique thing. He doesn't realize that it's the
It's a
prefect
guy. Holy shit!
girl,
Yeah.
and he's like the like costume or whatever the disguise comes off. It's like, you're a boy.
And then like later in the final episode where they're all like in their underwear, he shows up and he also has like, you know, the big bulge appearing for the that's also like one of the things that's kind of like the shame that we will never get a second season, because you can see like you can develop these characters more as the story goes on.
You could
because this is only the beginning.
you could see even in the runtime of this show that they were setting like plot threads, especially towards the end, for more stuff.
Yeah,
we'll
there
never
was
get a
so
second
much
season.
more.
I wonder
It's a
how it
shame.
performed in Japan. Like, I know in the West it's pretty well beloved, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder how it performed in Japan.
I have no clue if
That
it
is
was like a successful show. It
That
is
is a
weird
great
though.
question.
I don't know.
It is weird though watching like a JC anime from the time when they weren't shit.
Yeah, remember when JC Staff
was?
remember when JC Staff was putting out bangers? Let me give you a little hint. So in 2015, they released a handful of shows, and so they started out the year with a very forgettable show. It was a sequel to a first season of a show called Tante Opera Milky Holmes. That was
That's a name.
forgettable. But later in the spring, they started with the first season of Food Wars. Which
That's
is
right.
that
That was
that
first
season was
JC
really, really
Staff.
good.
That was JC
That was
Staff.
JC
Yeah.
Oh my
Staff, yeah.
God.
Then at the same time they were airing Food Wars, they were also airing the first season of Danmachi. Then in the summertime they had Shimoneta, and alongside that they were airing Prison School.
Wow.
Oh,
have-
that was
Jesse.
also JC Staff.
So
Yeah,
I see. I'm sensing a theme here, JC Staff. All these
The
shows are
lewd.
degenerate.
As
like,
fuck.
I think they
They're
were
all
going through their horny
degenerate.
phase.
they were really going through a horny phase.
oh jeez.
But they were so good as well. Like you see
it was
their
great.
output, like they see their output like as time went on. But like
Bro,
at
they were
that
gooning
time,
on
they
Maine.
still
I don't
made-
know. Like,
Which is
There was
funny
still, like,
because they
solid
follow that up.
productions.
They follow that up immediately in 2016 with Flying Witch,
which is super wholesome, by the way.
which is super wholesome.
Absolute
super
banger.
wholesome. But you seen their tits, bro? Holy shit!
Yeah, but like, it's not a lascivious
Lascivious.
show.
But no, like in 2015, for the most part, JC Staff was
Horny on
part
Maine.
of the.
Horny
I
on
was
me,
gonna
bro.
say banging it out, but
jerking it out.
they were jerking that shit out, man.
Like
nah,
it just
the time
again,
when
it's not like
JC Staff was.
it's not a powerhouse of like Sakuga this show, but just like solid all around. Like you have some like really nice like visual gags. Like I love the part where they go and find the old like treasure in the cave, and when Okuba looks out to like the entrance of the cave, it's literally a vagina. Like I love that shit. Like there's like small,
I like how-
It's so stupid.
I like how the grown over buildings are literally like a dick and balls.
yeah the train as well.
Yeah.
Like you every time when they talk about like fucking, it cuts to that train going through the hoops. It's like, oh, I see what you did there.
That the final episode, there is a scene in there which has like anti-Sakuga going on, where I had to like go back and rewatch it a couple times because number one, I didn't remember it being there, but number two, I'm like, everything else in this looks really good. Why does this look so bad? But it's that scene where Anna is like coming up the ropes to the
Where
cable
she's
car.
like
Oh, yeah.
Tarzaning all
Yeah,
over the
yeah.
ropes.
But like
Yeah.
if you look at it in the background, it's so badly drawn.
That final episode, there's a bunch of shots of them walking in the woods, and it doesn't look good. It does.
No.
It looks rough.
I feel like Shimoneta should have ended an episode early. Like, I get that the point of episode 12 was like to be like, oh, there's more to the story to be continued. Go read the source. Like, I hate that this comes from an era of anime where anime was strictly made to
You get
probably
one season,
end,
that's it.
Well, to end always on an ambiguous note of like, hey, there's more. Maybe you should check out the source material. Like, bro, you could have just ended it where the arc's supposed to end and not
Which-
like.
But man, it's funny you mention that because listening to all the other stuff that I listed off that came out from JC Staff in 2015, they've all gotten second seasons or more, except for
with
Prison
J-
School.
But with Shimoneta, I think one of the reasons they didn't continue is because the seiyuu for Anna passed away.
Yeah,
And in Japan,
That's
it's
the
a big
main
deal
thing.
to
Right.
I think that may be a lot
yeah.
of it.
In
It's
Japan,
just-
it's like a big deal to replace like an actor with a role. So like maybe that's
Which,
one of the reasons.
you know, that's funny because Yui Horie was cast as a replacement for her in an anime that was currently dubbing when she died.
Wait,
and
not
when
Yui Horie.
that was
She's alive. What are you talking about?
No, to replace Anna.
I'm talking about the
Oh.
person who was voicing Anna, she died, but when she died, she was in the middle of dubbing an anime. But they weren't completely done with it at the time, and Yui Horie was cast as a replacement for her. And I remember at the time when that happened, in Japan at least, there was like a little blurb that aired before this anime where she was essentially apologizing for taking over the role.
Yeah, because it's like
in Japan, that's kind of seen as like a really rude thing to take over a role from someone like that. I don't know why, but
Japan's kind of a weird place.
It's kind of it's just a cultural thing.
But it was weird to see that because she's like really genuinely apologizing from the bottom of her heart that she took over this role.
Like you have examples of like Seiyu's like taking over a role if like the original one gets sick or something, but like when someone passes away, then it's like a big deal. It's like, oh, like no one can do it aside from that because they passed away. It's like a disrespectful or whatever. But
yeah,
I guess that's one reason why we never got a second season.
I feel like that's probably the biggest reason because like I'd have to go see if I can find it, but I feel like it probably did pretty well in Japan.
Yeah, I mean,
and the light novel ended, right? Like it's over. So like
the light novel, the light novel's been done for a little while.
I'm curious, did the light novel go further than the manga and the anime?
Yes. Well, I don't know about the manga. I have the manga is 4 volumes.
It's the source material, then yeah.
The light novel, which is the source material for the anime, began in 2012, ended in 2016. So a year after the anime.
How many volumes for the light novel?
It's 11 volumes plus 1 extra volume, which is only like a couple of chapters long.
So, okay.
So it didn't like the manga volumes only went up to 4. So generally they're kind of like a 1-to-1, like sort of.
Really?
They try to do a volume. Well, I mean, it depends how long the volume is, I suppose. Because some volumes are like pretty short, but like a volume of a series could be anywhere between, I don't know, 300 pages to like 90. Like 90 to 300 for like a manga volume.
And I don't see anything that says that the manga got canceled, so maybe it was just maybe it wasn't a straight adaptation of the source material, and instead it was his own thing. I don't know. I haven't read it, so I can't say for certain.
You know who has read it? Not me.
Yeah. It's actually
Zara. What source material, John?
Listen, when Shimoneta came out, I was not yet reading light novels. Okay,
You
were not into light novels yet.
Okay, and or is that just the whole thing?
No, that's the end of it.
That was it.
That's it. I'm waiting for Shinoda to talk about the manga. Like, come on.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize. No, so I actually did read the manga because I was actually really into Shimoneta, the anime, and this going into spoilers a little bit. The manga obviously went a little bit further beyond, but not by too much. They went into a whole training arc, and it just went downhill so badly in terms of writing and what was actually going on. And it feels like it lost focus on itself. And I'm just like, okay, where's this even going? And then voice actor died and anime got canceled, and essentially the manga ended as well, and nothing since then. And I'm just like, yeah, okay, this series is dead. And ever since then, I'm like, wow, I kind of hate this. Like, the series lost sight on itself, and it's just not going to go anywhere. It doesn't even get a redeeming factor
Read
at
the
the
light
end.
novels.
Yeah, go read the light novels. It's only 11 volumes. It's pretty short, bro.
It's so long.
Well, I'm gonna have to see if it actually goes anywhere or not, or if it stops kind of where the manga ended. Because if it does, then I'm like, there's no point. I've already read it. It's only gonna be a little bit more details, but it kind of lost itself. I'm just like, if it ends at the same place, there's no point in me reading it. I'll check it out though. Now that I know there is a light novel,
I doubt it ends at like, I think it goes away from, because I remember ages ago reading somewhere that like the anime covers like less than half of like the light novels, so there's like a material for a whole another season or 2. That's what I heard ages ago. I don't know if it's like 100%
season 2 never
spot on, but yeah, season 2 never.
no, it's
I will
not
say
gonna
though,
happen.
I to some extent from the anime itself. And again, I really like this show. I like it quite a lot. But I do feel like your criticism of it kind of losing its focus. I do feel like the first half of this season is way stronger than the second half.
Yeah, like that.
I would agree. Yeah,
It's way stronger. Like it's super focused. It's like
Well,
quick.
I think
The
pace
second half is more
lightning
like
fast.
focused about like world building and trying to expand the story to set up the
Sure.
plot for further, but it doesn't feel as fun for sure. And like,
I also think some of it is like in the second half in particular. The first half has a few moments that are like this, but the second half it feels like a lot of the episodes are going by at a breakneck pace.
I think in general, like the whole show is like lightning quick in terms of pace. It's not,
Yeah, the whole show
it's
has a
fun
quick pace,
watch.
but the second half has a quicker pace than the first.
It's a very fun watch, but like it progressively ramps up, and unfortunately, that's one of the downsides of the show.
It just what kind of I'm trying to think how to say it. It feels like just like it kind of like after you get to the halfway point, like yeah, you get a lot of world building and you get more like stuff to go deeper into how to like the characters and stuff, but you don't get as many substantial moments as you have in the first half. Because in the first half, like almost every other scene, there's like like a really strong character moment or like some really funny shit is going on. But the second half, it's not as like impactful as the first half.
Well, thinking about it as you're talking about it here, Natai, almost all the stuff I quote from Shimoneta or think about comes from the first half.
Exactly. I only noticed it in this rewatch, but yeah, like the most memorable stuff is from the first half of the show, and like you have some fun stuff later on. Like I do like
Yeah, it's not to say it's bad.
it's not
but
bad, but it starts out super. It's almost like it blew its load way too early.
maybe that was the meta commentary joke the entire time.
Maybe the entire story is literally just the premature ejaculation.
Yeah.
It does have a dickhead character.
There is a little dickhead character in the.
I
anime.
love like I think it's the last episode where she like they cut to this like angle from the side, so you see Ayame and you see what's her name, Kusori, right?
Kosori, yeah.
Yeah, Kosori.
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 So she's like she's lined up, so it literally looks like Ayame has a penis, and then it squirts out like juices out of her head. Like that's my favorite shot from the show.
The image play that they used in the show was fucking brilliant, and it was actually fantastic.
I don't think it was brilliant at all. Like
I think it
I'm a
was
simple
brilliant
man.
because
I'm a
it was Goon material.
I see penis head, I laugh. I'm a simple.
Like-
There's one right next
It was
to you.
simple, yeah.
it was very simplistic.
There's exactly.
There
Don't
was
look
no
at him, he's
keynote to
shy.
be had here, brothers. But
But
Yeah.
there was gooning to be had.
there's the don't goon to never goon. Stop gooning.
Stop it. Get some help.
Also, shouts to Bikini Gorilla. I will say, like,
I
I was going over my
I like
notes
how-
just to check
jokes.
something.
Like what?
I like how he does the thing in the was it in the bus where they show him with the bikini or not the fucking
No, the bra.
lingerie on.
Yeah.
With the lingerie on, and everyone vomits, and then it immediately cuts to Ayame going like, "When I said body fluids, I didn't mean vomit."
And then they reuse that gag one more time at the end.
It's such a stupid
But
gag.
that's actually brilliant because there was enough space between the first time and the second time where it didn't feel like it was
definitely.
being overused.
And again, there's some like clever shit going on in the show sometimes. Like that, you have that one episode where it literally starts with Fua above the river, then she falls to the water, and you're like, oh, what the fuck was that about? And then cuts to like 3/4 of the episode later, and then he shows up at her lab, and she's like totally
She's
naked.
just in a lab
So you have
coat.
and so you have that payoff to that joke. It's like I think like the editing and stuff like super like understated, but still very clever in this show. Like there's some cool shit to latch onto, you know.
Yeah.
Aside from the PP humor.
Listen, that's the best part.
It is the best part, yeah.
We do like PP humor around these parts.
I work with literal children.
All right. Well, do we all want to give our like numerical scores for Shimoneta now that we've all rewatched it?
I'm happy to say my score did not change since I first watched Shimoneta 9 years ago. Still 8 out of 10, man. Pretty good show.
God, it's hard to believe this show's about to be 10 years old.
Remake?
Yeah, remake? I don't think
It
they
won't
did.
happen.
They actually no, they
Won't
might.
happen.
They might. If they remake
They would remake
yeah.
it. They would remake it before they continued it.
But what would be the point of remaking it? Because I don't think there's money to be had with this show.
No. Yeah, with something like what we have
In the
going on
words of
right now
Cody
with like
Rhodes,
Ranma,
finish the
with
story.
like Ranma or Urusei Yatsura. It's like it's been long enough to where it's like there's an entire generation
but-
now that's grown up without seeing this.
But Ranma and Urusei Yatsura are very popular shows. Sailor Moon is very
Yeah.
popular. It got a reboot.
They've always been popular in Japan.
Fruits
Yeah,
Basket
yeah.
was super popular and it got a reboot. Like, it's very popular shows that they know if they redo it, they're going to be able to print money from all the kids that are going to be newly exposed to it and all the adults who grew up watching it. They're
The
double
nostalgia
dipping,
factor.
bro.
Yeah.
Double
Yeah.
impact.
I mean, that's Disney's thing with doing the live action remakes, right? It's like you get the new kids that have never seen it, and the old people that just
I don't
want
think
the
Disney has ever had a
nostalgia.
problem suckering kids into watching Disney shows. Like,
That is true. That is true. Well, what was your score?
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. Okay. That was my score too. My score back in the day when I first watched this back in 2015 was a 9 out of 10. It did kind of lower a little bit with my rewatch, so I've got it at 8 out of 10 now. Still very good. Or Natai, whichever one wants to go first.
ahead,
Chinoda,
Natai.
go. Okay. So my score is an 8. After this rewatch, I'm kind of thinking about actually going down to a 7 because I think the second half is like not as strong, but like it's like it's on the verge of a 7. Let's just call it. It's like
7
between
is
a
still a
7.
respectable score, though.
It's a -8 right now.
So
Yeah, I think it's a 7 for me, but I still love it.
are
I
you
still
saying-
really love it?
Are you saying the show is edging you too much?
It's edging. Have you seen? No, they're 16 years old. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna finish that
You
line.
can't say it.
Nope.
It's
um,
all right. Yoko's 14.
oh god.
Yoko is only talked about as teacher Yoko, and you can't change my mind.
Sure, buddy,
I'm
sure.
out of the danger zone. She's a teacher, bro. She's
She is an adult now.
Yeah, that's who everyone talks about. Sure, let's go.
I talk about teacher Yoko all the time. I don't know what she talked about.
God bless her.
God bless.
She can teach me all day long.
Teacher Yoko.
God bless
Anyway,
us,
Shinoda,
everyone.
what's your
Anyway.
score?
I gave the anime a 7 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was pretty damn great, but like just a couple things that just knock it down here and there, especially the later half of the season really lowered in standards of quality. And what I was just looking for, as you guys probably saw, was my manga score, which I gave a 6 out of 10.
That's
Because
still
I'm-
pretty high.
That's still
Yeah,
That's
I
still
still-
above average.
That's a
Because
positive.
like it's still like the first half of the manga was still pretty good, and I still did quite enjoy the message of the series of talking about censorship and such. Unfortunately, where it actually went is the reason why it went much lower in score. Otherwise, it'd be a little bit higher, maybe a 7 or 8. So yeah,
Okay.
those are my thoughts on it.
Still respectable scores, I think.
it's a good
for,
show. It's a
for
good
Shimoneta,
anime.
yeah, it's a good anime. I think that despite how it might be taken now, if it releases a brand new show, I still think it holds up really well.
If you're a Twitter warrior, don't watch this. If you're a Gooner,
Yeah.
watch this.
yeah, if you don't touch grass, you're probably gonna hate this anime a lot.
Or like it
There's
quite
like-
a bit.
Because the show has context in it, and to understand the subtext in it as well, It's like you can't just look at the show from like, oh, it's about teenagers wanting to jerk it. It's like, no, it's not about that.
Like,
That's
you
not
actually have
the
to pay
message.
attention. Yeah.
It's about society.
Yeah, we
It
live
actually
in a
is.
society.
We live it. No, it's about cookies. It's a
Oh,
show
God.
about cookies.
Anyway, thank you all out there for stopping by to
Have you
listen
tried?
to us
Have
and
you
watch
tried?
us.
Have you tried our ACAD love nectar? It's selling
Oh,
now
God,
on
no, absolutely not. We're-
Made by
cut,
Fen
cut,
herself.
Wrap it
Filled
up.
with Finn's love nectar. You laugh, but that would sell.
I'd be the
I
first
know a
in
couple
line.
of- oh God! I know
fucking
a couple
trademark it right away. Trademark it. Fucking get on
There's
that.
so many Twitter gooners that would absolutely buy her bathwater.
Or her panties or used panties.
Absolutely. First in line.
But yeah, first of all, thank you all for stopping by to watch us talk about this. Let us know down below what you think of Shimoneta, as well as what you think of us doing this as a yearly thing for Secret Senpai for our Christmas special every year. Also, let us know if there's any of these other ones that we didn't choose that you'd like to see us talk about on the podcast in the future, whether it's
Kekai
Bento,
Sensen?
Kekai Sensen, or Grenadier.
Yeah.
I would love to talk about Kekai Sensen on the podcast at some point once I watch it. Maybe that will be a future spoiler cast.
The cogs of time are turning towards the next Secret Senpai, and my plans are already set in motion, boys.
He's
God.
Don't you worry.
monologuing. He's monologuing about this like an actual anime villain, and I love it.
Don't you worry. In the words of Papa
I'm
John,
scared.
the day of reckoning is coming.
Oh, God.
Also, first and foremost, thank you everyone for watching Anime Club After Dark all year long. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa. This is going out on the 23rd of December, so Happy Festivus as well.
Enjoy your
Happy
holidays, folks.
holidays.
Celebrate.
Whoever
it's a
you
Festivus miracle.
Whoever you are, happy holidays.
Absolutely. There is one more episode of Anime Club After Dark to come out next week, so I hope you enjoy that too. It'll be our season preview for winter. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff if you like what you saw and want to see more. You can also check down below to find links to all the stuff Anime Club After Dark does, as well as a link to our merch store if you want to support us that way. With all that being said, I have been your host, Alex, and we will see you next time. Say goodnight, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Nah.
You know what I'm craving?
This episode's gonna be completely demonetized. Shimoneta is not advertiser friendly.
Good thing we're not
Let's
monetized.
go.
I can
Boobies
only
and
imagine
titties
what
all
the-
day long.
I can only imagine what the thumbnail's going to look like.
You guys know what I'm craving right now? Some
Cookie?
cookies. Yeah.
Ugh. Let me grab my pickles real quick.